back to my kitchen. We're gonna go vegan, 100% vegan tonight. And it's gonna be a beautiful meal, super high in protein and full of flavor. We're gonna make some crunchy tofu with a miso glaze that we're gonna do together. I'm gonna show you step by step how to do this glaze for the end. We're gonna make some garlicky broccoli, walnuts, and quinoa. It's just gonna be delicious. And I'm excited to share just a couple of tips that I have learned through the years and, to start maybe incorporating some vegan options once in a while, because I do believe that the protein is also there. The flavor is absolutely there. The nutrition, no question about it. So anyways, you know how this goes. If you like this video, please make sure you like and subscribe. As usual, send me the pictures of your food, which I love to see. And let's cook. We're going to start with the tofu. I want to show you, I have sprouted tofu, because if you buy sprouted tofu, you actually increase the protein intake up to 20% versus the regular tofu. And the only thing that I do with the tofu is I take it out of the package carefully because it breaks, and I'm using extra firm tofu. You can also use firm tofu. I have like 20 ounces of tofu, and this is all I do with the tofu. After I take it out of the water, I rinse it a little bit and I put it just to drain a little. I don't find it necessary anymore to squeeze the water, but if you like to squeeze the water, go for it, whatever it's okay for you. And we're gonna start in a little bowl to add flour. I'm gonna start maybe with half a cup of flour, and I'm gonna put a little more. So then maybe this will be like 3/4 of a cup, because I know I have to bread the whole thing. We're just gonna go very simple with this. We're gonna put black pepper to your liking. We're gonna put a little bit of this beautiful pepper that really doesn't have too much flavor, but it does have, but I like it a lot. Anyways, it gives very nice little color to it. We're gonna put a little bit of black sesame seeds because it just makes it beautiful. A little bit of white sesame seeds, and of course, salt. There you go. So this is what I am going to use for the tofu. We're gonna mix it because the tofu doesn't have too much flavor, but that's the beautiful thing about tofu. You actually just make it taste in the way that you want it to taste. So that's it. And I'm gonna cut the tofu in cubes. So we're just gonna, I cut it like that in 3. And then I have all the cubes more or less in the same size. Right? Like this. I just toss them in the flour. So we have our tofu here. I already bread all of them, and I take my time just putting them spaced out in the tray. I want to tell you something. I bake a lot, and what I do sometimes in my little bottles, I mix a little bit of half avocado oil and half olive oil, because avocado oil is very good for tofu. It's not too strong, but I also like that olive oil really, it bakes really good. So all I'm gonna do is just drizzle olive oil and avocado oil. I keep this separate so I don't mix it with my other oils. So I have my tofu baking. I am going to start like the miso glaze, and we're gonna start with some ginger. I have here like 3 pieces, like 1.5 inches each of ginger. I'm gonna put it in my little machine here that I love, and I'm gonna put 4 cloves of garlic. So I'm gonna grind it, make it into a paste. And then I'm gonna put the miso. I take this one, the reduced sodium miso. I'm gonna put like 2 spoons, so maybe 3, like very big, like that. So I'm gonna start with 2. Because remember, I have a lot of tofu, right? And then I'm going to put a little bit of rice vinegar, 2 spoons. Now, the difference between what I use sometimes is like, you know, coconut aminos is supposed to be a substitute for soy sauce. It tends to be a little sweeter. I also have this, which is way stronger, which is tamari, and this is gluten-free. So if you're in a gluten-free diet, this one is one that you can use. I actually mix them. This one is stronger, but this one is sweet, and I love the coconut aminos, right? So I put like a spoon of this. Maybe I'm gonna put a spoon and a half of this one. I'm gonna put a little bit of chili oil, just a tad, because this is very spicy. You can use sesame oil if you want as well, and maple syrup. 1, 2 spoons. Let's start with that. We're gonna mix it again, and then let's see how it tastes. It's too strong. I'm gonna put more vinegar. Another spoon. A little bit of maple again. And I am going to put sesame oil. 1 little spoon of sesame oil. I like sesame oil. I'm gonna put half of it. A little bit more of this. And I'm gonna give you the recipe at the end exactly how much I use. Oh, this is so much better. Yeah, this is more the consistency I'm looking for. Yummy. These have been in the oven for 30 minutes. What I'm going to do now is just turn them around because I want them to get golden and crispy in all the sides. Alright, so now I'm going to go on with the quinoa. The quinoa, the way that I do it is first I'm going to let it soak for 10 minutes. I'm actually going to do 2.5 cups of quinoa. And what's going to happen when I let it soak, I am, according to your package, according how much water you need to put to your package, you're going to reduce 1/4 cup of water, of liquid, if you soak it. Because if you follow the same instructions, you're just going to have a soggy quinoa. So I'm going to soak this one for 10 minutes and then I'm going to reduce the amount of water that it's supposed to be here by 1/4 cup. I am going to add 1 shallot minced, like it's super small. They start to get some color. I'm gonna go ahead and put some garlic. And remember, I'm not gonna let the garlic cook too long because the garlic cooks super fast, right? Just let it release aromas. And here is my quinoa. It's already soaked and rinsed. I'm gonna put water according to your package instructions. Salt. Lower the heat and let it cook. We're gonna start with the broccoli. The broccoli, I love this recipe. I got years ago from Andrew Whale, the doctor that is like with the long beard, and he is fantastic with all of these little foods. Only thing I'm gonna do with the broccoli, because I'm gonna blanch them like for a little time. So I am gonna have water, not all the way, you know, I need a deep pot. In the water, I am going to put a little drizzle of olive oil in the water, right? Salt. And grated garlic. Then we're just gonna let it boil, and we're gonna do this a few minutes before you want to eat, so they can start fresh and delicious. The water with the for the broccoli is boiling, And these, I'm going to put my broccoli florets. I like to cut them in small pieces like that. Just put them in the water. This is only going to be for a minute. The moment that they change color, it's time to take them out. Alright, so I drained my broccoli. It's right here. You see how vibrant this is in color? And it still has the pieces of garlic there. It's delicious. You have to give this a try. You don't understand, broccoli can taste so good. And I have my quinoa still cooking. And I like to give my mushrooms a little crunch. So I don't move them too much. I let them stay there, and then once in a while, I just mix them. And we're gonna be able to put the whole plate together now. You see how they change color and they open up? That's how it's supposed to look like. So I am going to serve only one plate to show you, but that's the good thing about this. You can leave it ready and serve it when you're ready to eat. I'm just gonna serve one plate for you to see. So I'm gonna warm up my tofu. I'll let it warm a bit. So once it's hot, I'll put a little bit of the miso glaze. Shut it off. That's it. I just wanted to get warm, and I just wanted to get everything inside, right? So I'm gonna serve my quinoa. A few of the broccoli pieces. My tofu. Some walnuts. That's this beautiful plate. Okay, so now it's ready. I want to taste now, see how good it is. So I take a little bit of quinoa. You don't know. It's delicious.